Okay, so quickly finishing up this example, ST and QR are parallel here. I'm going to give that top one a name, and I'm going to call it A, just because it's one of the only letters I know other than S, T, Q, and R. Now I want to find the missing values. So first of all, I'm going to find the missing values. X is right here. Now X is that distance there, so we got to be careful. And the same thing with Y. It's the distance from there to there. So we're going to have to be a little bit more careful in this one. Okay, so here we go. First step, step one, I'll number them here, is to get your ratio set up. So we do have two triangles. So again, it's always the same thing. Girls will have different colored highlighters and their notes will look really cool. And the guys, you got your crayons and whatever else you find on the floor. But anyhow, here are the two triangles. Okay, we need to identify which angles are the same. So both triangles share this one up here. So those two angles will be the same. And there's really two there. All right. This angle here at S is going to match up with this angle here at Q. And that's the F pattern. Okay, that's why we do the geometric concepts yesterday. We have a reverse F pattern on the other side here. These two angles are going to be the same because here's our F pattern. And remember, these two lines are parallel. So that's why that works. So I'm going to use small triangle on top. Okay, just because it's cool. Small on top is cool. So I'm going to have AS on top of my first fraction. I'm going to have AT on my second one. And finally, ST on my third. I have to make sure the order matches when I go to do the denominators, the big triangle. So AS was circle to X. So I do have to go circle to X. So that means on the bottom, it's going to be AQ. AT was circle to square. So circle to square is AR. R. It's the pirate length. Not funny? Come on. Give me a break here. I'm talking to myself. ST was X to square. X to square is QR. All right, so there's step one. And that's the hardest step. Step two is do your substitutions. Okay, plug in your numbers. So AS is 9. A to Q, that's a tricky one. Because A to Q is 9 plus X. So 9 plus X. So I'm going to show you a trick here. You know what? I'm not going to put 9 plus X in. I'm going to make the math a little bit easier. I'm going to leave it as AQ. Just because I can. You can tell my tone. I'm being cool. AT is 16. A to R is the same thing. It's 16 plus Y. So I'm going to teach you a way to skip doing 16 plus Y in the fraction. And you will so much appreciate it. You will construct statues and idols in my honor, and I will appreciate them. ST is 12, and QR is 18. So there's step two. Step three is to break this into two fractions. All right? The constant has to appear in both of them. So where is the constant? It's the one with all the numbers. So again, you don't see it. Here it is, 12 over 18. So 12 over 18 has to appear in both equations. 12 over 18. All right. So I will have 9 over AQ. And on this one, I'm going to have 16 over R. Again, I think it's fun. Okay. I'm a big guy. I like to cross multiply. Most people jump all over it. So we're crossing up. AQ is going to get multiplied up there. 18 and 9 are going to get multiplied up there. So I end up with 12 AQ equals 9 times 18. And yes, you can use your calculator. You don't have to do like I'm doing. Divide both sides by 12. Why am I doing that? Because the 12 and the AQ are multiplying. Opposite of multiplying is dividing. So that tells me that AQ is equal to 13.5. So there we go. On to the next one. Again, the AR is going to get multiplied up. The R. See, now you're starting to think it's funny. Or you just think I'm sort of crazy. It's kind of partially true as well. The 12 is multiplying AR. So we got to do the opposite operation. Divide by 12. So AR is equal to 24. So there we go. Is this our final answer? Absolutely not, because we are trying to find the values of Y and X. So over here is where I'm going to put my final answer because I have space over here. I know that AQ is equal to 9 plus x. I know that AQ is equal to 13.5. So therefore, 13.5 has to equal 9 plus x. Okay? How do you solve for x? Well, this goes back to last year. Isolate the x. What's the 9 doing? It's adding. So the opposite of adding is subtracting. So I'm going to subtract 9 from both sides. And that leaves me with approximately 4.5. Actually, it's the exact value. So there's my x. How do I find my y value? Well, gotta go back to the picture, which I just got rid of. AR is equal to 16 plus y. So, what is AR equal to? Again, you need your sound effects. Bring it over. And I know AR is 24 equals 16 plus y. How do I get y by itself? 16 is adding it. The opposite of positive 16 is negative 16. Inverse operations. See ya. Same thing with the 9s up here. See ya. And you're left with a value of 8. So there's your y is equal to. So there we are. There is how you do, and I would consider this an upper end question if you want to go on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being the hardest. This is up at the 8, 9, 10 category, depending on the course. So you've been a marvelous audience. That concludes the similar triangles lesson. You have the homework then, you get it off the website, and that's what you'll be working in class on. If you have any questions, you want anything in the note clarified, please let me know, and we will go through it mano a mano and get it all straightened out. Good luck.